Hey everybody, my name's Peter. Welcome back to the studio. Today I want to talk about the Milwaukee Battle Hardened and Adepticon. So let's get into it. All right, so we are going back to Milwaukee for another Battle Hardened. I think this is 3 years in a row that we've been to Milwaukee. It's just an easy city to go to. It's super close to us. But Milwaukee is also home to a very vibrant, Wisconsin in general, to a very vibrant flesh and blood community. If you're familiar with the purple and pink jerseys, the second cycle guys are up there. And just a great group of people, a lot of depth in skill as well, which makes for great events. So we are going to be there in just a couple weeks for the US's first team constructed event. So it's an event where you literally take two of your good friends or two random people and you sign up for the tournament, and all three of you compete throughout the entire Battle Hardened, and you win or you lose together. So that's one of the really cool things about this type of a tournament is that if you win, if you take it all the way, LSS provides additional prize support. So first place, I believe, takes home $1,500. So, you split it between you and your two buddies. Everyone gets $500, or maybe one person carried the team and you give them a little bit more. But what's really special about it is that first place also takes home 3 gold foils. So you don't have to split that in half or in thirds, which is pretty neat. So one of the things that is so exciting about this event for me is that I just went to MagicCon with my brother and my best friend Eric, and the three of us did a bunch of team events. So we vend a lot of flesh and blood events. So it's very rare that I get to attend something like a convention and not work it. So MagicCon is an event that we don't vend, we don't touch that side of the game. So it was a cool experience to get to attend a convention, play some games with my best friends, especially in the team format. So we did a mix between team sealed and team limited draft, which was a ton of fun. It was a blast, and it made me very excited for this event because Flesh and Blood can be a very competitive game, as we all know. This is still a very competitive nature for a Battle Hardened, but I think it's going to be a little bit more relaxed than a normal Battle Hardened, especially a normal constructed Battle Hardened, because you'll be sitting literally next to your team, right? So you're going to get to discuss things ahead of time. You've probably figured out what are the 3 hero matchups that you want to have? What are you testing for? The other cool, unique thing about this event is it's the last CC event before London. So if you are a competitive player and you haven't registered yet and you want to have an opportunity to play test against some of the best players in the country, because I know just looking at the roster so far that it's going to be a very well-attended event. I think we currently have like 10 team slots open. So I highly recommend that you register now if you plan on going. We hear all the time online and at events, when are we going to have a Team CC event? When can we play with our friends? When can we do team events? And so when we had the opportunity to talk to LSS and say, hey, how about we host a CC Battle Hardened, but teams? And they were on board. They said, that's a great idea. Let's do it. This is our chance as a community to tell LSS that we love team events, that we want more of these in the future. And the best way to make that happen is to sell out this event. If we sell out of every single team event, if we pack that venue, I can then go back and say, hey, look what happened. We had full capacity. This is something that the community wants. It's something the community is willing to go out and participate in. Then I think it's a very strong case to say, hey, in the future, let's do more of these. Let's continue doing these things. If team events aren't your thing, if you don't really have 2 other people that you want to play with on that level, we will also have a normal CC ProQuest Plus the following day. So the team event is Saturday, Sunday is the ProQuest Plus, and then Saturday evening, pretty much when the top 8 is wrapping up or getting close to being solidified, we're going to have a Blitz Super Armory. So it'll be something that you can compete with your team event, and then you guys can weigh the chances and say, you know what, I don't think we're going to make it into the top 8. Normally we can wait until the top 8 is announced, and then that gives everyone that's not in that tournament something else to do, something else to experience. So we'll have that going on as well. And this is our first Battle Hardened event that we are going to have an additional vendor. So Nerd Rage Gaming here in the Chicagoland area is also going to be vending this event, which will be really cool to have. We try to bring as much as possible, but it's nice to have another option for the customer base. Additional cards that they're bringing, a different assortment of cards. It's always a feel bad if we are the only vendor and someone comes up and wants a card and we don't have it because they don't have a choice. Like that's it, it's over. But if there's another vendor, then the two of us together can share that brunt of the force of having stuff on hand that customers are going to want. So that's really neat. The other really awesome thing about this event is that Adepticon, if you're not familiar with the tabletop miniature world, Adepticon is a third-party organization that runs tournaments in the Midwest. So this is for the Games Workshop style games. So tabletop war minis like Age of Sigmar, Warhammer 40,000. I believe they have some Star Wars miniature games as well. They're having their yearly event, which is called Adepticon, in the exact same convention center as us during our event. What's super awesome and unique about that is that they're expecting over 8,000 gamers to be at this event. We're expecting 200 to 300 people. So it's going to be really cool to see so many gamers in one area. It's not uncommon to have other events going on during a convention. The convention I was just at, there was a major dental convention. There was crest whitening strips everywhere. This is really cool because the uniqueness of gaming in the hobby, especially in the LGS world, a lot of LGSs support both games. So having two large tournaments under one roof is just going to be exciting. I would expect to see a lot of people wandering the hall, poking their head in, saying, "Oh, what's that?" or "I play that." I know that there's a decent amount of people that are already signed up for Adepticon that will also be playing in our Battle Hardened. So they're making the most of their time at this event. So that's really cool. They're going to have over 1,200 unique tournaments or events that you can enter throughout their extended weekend. There's like over 170 seminars. So everything from learn to paint to strategy to meet the people behind the scenes. They do a tournament called the Golden Demon competition, which is a painting competition, which is super cool. And they're going to have like 120 something vendors at their event. So in addition to having people come and hang out at the Battle Hardened, I would highly recommend you all walk over, during your free time before or after the event and check out what's going on, across the hall, because we share a lot in common with other gamers that care about their hobby, that have invested their time and energy into it. And it'll be a really cool experience to share the hall with another group of people that care as much about their hobby as we do about ours. In addition to that, we're going to have two Rockstar casters for our weekend. We will have DM Armada, Steven himself, who I'm sure will be super excited to just talk about all things high seas, to talk about the pirates and his expectations for what's to come. And then also Sam O'Byrne, who is our now resident LSS casting guru. He's the face in front of most events. And then, of course, we'll have Savage Feats behind the scenes, who will be following the journey of a team throughout this event. It'll be unique to see how he goes about streaming a team as opposed to an individual player, but they know what they're doing. This is not their first rodeo. They're awesome at what they do. We're just really excited for this event. So I highly recommend, if you haven't signed up for the event, that you do so now. We do have some opening spots as well. And because we have Adepticon and our tournaments, looking at hotel space, your plan to actually show up on site will be something you want to look at sooner than later. Milwaukee has a ton of awesome food options. There's just a million restaurants. They have a great bar scene. It's going to be nice out, so hopefully we'll be able to just walk to some different locations and just have a great time. But it's always great hosting our own events because we have it down. We know exactly what we're doing. We'll have another Milwaukee vlog for this one as well. But because it's our own event, it's chill. We get to hang out with the player base in a way that we don't get to when we're vending someone else's tournaments or hosting something larger like the Calling, where it's a lot more business, it's a lot more hands-on with LSS, and rightfully so. It's a much bigger tournament. The stakes are higher. The financial support that you receive to host those events is larger. It makes sense. Battle Hardens are very much a ground grassroots effort, so expect a lot of hometown favorites. Expect a lot of the Team Ascent to show up. We'll have the ambassadors as well from MinMax. It's just going to be a great time. So I'm very excited. I always love going up to Wisconsin. So I hope to see you there. I really hope it has a great turnout. I hope we sell out. I hope we get to tell LSS, look, see, it works. Let's do it again in the near future. So look for the vlog coming up soon. And I cannot wait to see your specific choice in your 3-hero option. Are you going to go deep on Rangers? Are you going to go for 3 unique classes? Who is going to take Viz's spot now that he has ascended? And just what is going to make that top 8? How many unique heroes? Are we going to have any, trios of the exact same types? So yeah, it's going to be great. And as always at our events, in person and online, we'll have some giveaways. We'll do some stream giveaways for those of you watching at home. And then maybe we'll do some grudge matches where we can provide some additional bounty support for teams playing against other teams. It's just going to be a great time. So if you're on the fence of whether or not you should go, highly recommend it. There's going to be more to do that has nothing to do with Flesh and Blood than ever before. If you're interested in Flesh and Blood, it's going to be an action-packed weekend filled with different formats and fun and excitement. And it's just going to be a really great time. So I'm excited to see you in a couple weeks in Milwaukee, and we'll see you then. Take care.